Hi, welcome to the McLeod Artistry. My name is Shamika, and today I will be turning a whole week's worth of outfits into cartoon inspired illustrations. I will not be drawing in the art style of each show, but incorporating certain traits into my own art style, or I will connect the illustration by showing an attribute from the animated world that it's supposed to be in. Please make sure you follow me on Instagram. I will post all of the finished pieces on there. And of course, don't forget to like, comment your favorite animated series, and subscribe for more. And to begin, we have Monster High. Now, for those who don't know what Monster High is an animated series that follows the adventures of the children of the most famous monsters and myths. Frankenstein, Dracula, Chloe Denau, Goya, and last but not least, Claudine Wolf, as they navigate Monster High, a high school of mixed diversity. Now, I fucking love Monster High. And the main theme of the show was be unique, be different, and most importantly, be yourself. A message that I like to push myself, my family, my friends, and most of all, my community. Like, it's the type of message in today's world that we all need, because in a world where everybody wants to be somebody, we always end up copying and pasting, if that makes sense. But if the wacky, action-packed adventures never drew me into the show, the art style definitely solidified it. Like, as a girl who had a knack for drawing and all things fantasy, it inspired me. I loved the art style of fucking Monster High. Everything about it, from the way that they did the hair, the eyes, the mouth, teeth. Oh, don't get me started on the fashion. And speaking of fashion, y'all want to know who my favorite character is? Yeah, you guessed it. Claudine Wolf was my favorite character. In my personal and subjective opinion, I believe Claudine Wolf was supposed to appeal to young black girls specifically. I have no evidence to prove that, by the way. It's just my little train of thought, Even to this day, Claudine Wolf has her own imprint on my mind. She was just passionate as fuck about her craft, which is fashion, and I am incredibly passionate about art. So I just feel like it made a whole lot of sense. It just made sense. She was passionate about fashion. She wanted to be a successful fashion designer. She would often design outfits and things like that for the friend group. She would always hook them up. Like, they would be the flyest motherfuckers in the whole show because Claudine Wolf was right there. She had that I don't take shit from no one type of personality and aura about her, and she definitely didn't let anyone push over her friends or anyone that's close to her. And she was kind of protective of her brother. Not even kind of. She was protective of her brother, which is cool as fuck. It was just... There's a lot I could talk about with Claudine Wolf. And I also feel like that was the first time... Yeah, probably the first time where I was like, damn... Like, actually had some type of representation that I could fit into. Because, I mean, as a kid, I was an awkward little shit. But, I like art, I like reading, I like fantasy. And so this show was just icing on the cake for me. the fantasy aspect, the morals and themes of it just hit all the right spots for me. But I don't want to dally too long on the Monster High illustration, because I will end up talking about Monster High the whole video and going on random ass tangents. So we're gonna switch the shift to our next illustration, which is Steven Universe. Now, for the rest of you that's also living underneath a rock, if you don't know what Steven Universe is an animated series about a half-human, half-gym boy named Steven. Alongside him is Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and together they make up a team of magical beings called the Crystal Gems. Together they protect Earth and go on missions across the universe while young Steven learns to navigate his powers and learns more about his mother, the former leader of the Crystal Gems. I specifically chose Steven Universe because I love his music so much more than the plot. Don't fault me. The music is fire. Like, the music is absolutely fire. Yeah, it's my favorite thing about the show. The series as a whole has so many bangers that I listen to if I want some lighthearted or deep felt vibes. But the story itself tells a tale of very real life situations where children have to not only parent themselves but the supposed adults around them too, like, and having to deal with the consequences of the one before him his entire childhood. Like, the show has depth, and I often like to watch deep dives and theories from YouTubers like The Roundtable, which they do a really good job with deep dives and explanation videos about most of the anime series. I said anime. Most of the animated cartoon series I'll be listing off. So if you're interested in knowing more about these shows in more depth than I could probably ever explain it, please, I highly recommend watching their channel. The only one that I think that they don't have is Monster High. I've never seen a Monster High video from them, rightfully so. But moving on to my favorite character of the series, which is Garnet, of course. I feel like such a basic fan for saying Garnet, but I just love black representation in any animated series. Like, Garnet herself doesn't only represent, of course, blackness, but she is also a representation and a literal embodiment of love. She is literally the love of two characters personified. And as a person who loves love, I love. Like, I feel like that's one of the most beautiful and fascinating things about the human experience as a whole is love. And she is literally an embodiment of that. So of course I love her. Of course I'm eating up her whole character. And the backstory. Oh God. The backstory. But she is often calm, cool, and collected, and she has a little goofy side to her, which I also like. So she's not only just serious. I just love Garnet and her music. When Garnet is on the mic, we're here for it. We love Garnet. The things that she represents, not only culture wise, but literally love wise, which is probably the most important. Like, love, which is what we so need in this world right now. But that's all. I'm gonna keep going on tangents and off the script, y'all. Please bear with me. So, you know what I'm saying, before I keep going on that tangent, let's move over to the next illustration, which is the Teen Titans. Now, if you don't know what the Teen Titans is, it's basically a group of teen heroes who protect their city from villains. The team is made up of Robin, Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Beast Boy. Now, the illustration that this is based off of is not Teen Titans Go. I want to make sure that that is very much preferenced before I actually get into it, because Teen Titans Go is a more recent one. It's super goofy, funny, and all that stuff. But there's a 2003 version, which I swear I wish I could have watched. But the 2003 version is the one I'm basing all of this off of. But from what I've seen, from deep dives and little clips on YouTube and from over the internet, this show, in contrast to Teen Titans Go, is just better. And I'm not even gonna lie, it still has a comedic touch, but also the show knows when to keep shit serious. Teen Titans Go it's just brain rot, in my opinion. Like, they only have one good episode, The Night Begins to Shine. I fucking love The Night Begins to Shine. The music, the visuals, shit. It was a basically 2-episode plot line, which was really good. But I just like the 2003 version because the art style keeps the DC look, which I really appreciate. And my favorite character of the series is Raven. So that's kind of the power that I based this illustration off of. At first, I wanted her to kind of be like Starfire, but then I was like, I don't really care for Starfire like that, even though she's super cool. But I think I just like Raven's character because apparently I have a thing for cool, calm, and powerful characters. Like, they just scratch a different itch in my brain. I just like it. I eat it up every time. I haven't really watched much again of the 2003 series, so I have a very limited take on this particular Teen Titans. But I do, of course, know Raven, her powers, a bit of her origin story, like basically who's her dad, and how she intends to keep her powers in check, because they are influenced on her emotions and shit like that. So sadly, this is a very short and less passionate take that I wish I could dive slightly deeper on, but sadly cannot. So we're gonna move on to Adventure Time. Now, Adventure Time is an animated cartoon series about Finn, a human boy, and Jake, his magical dog, going on adventures. Hence the name Adventure Time. My favorite thing about this series is basically every fucking thing. The characters, the themes, the messages, all of it. The backstories, the adventures, the music. Oh my god, the music. Yo, Rebecca Sugar just don't miss. Like, she just don't miss. Just like Monster High though. I grew up watching Adventure Time. It was one of the most positive core memories of my childhood. Like, it was one of the core ones, like one of the ones that you shouldn't get rid of because it shapes who you are as a person type shit. Because I still listen to some of the songs in the series, because again, and I will say this again, Rebecca Sugar just don't fucking miss. She just don't miss. Anyways, I can watch. And also, another thing I love about the show is I love watching deep dives. You're gonna hear me talking about deep dives for the rest of this damn video, ever since the beginning to now. I can watch deep dives on Adventure Time like all fucking day. I'm talking about deep dives on character traits, story plots, relationship dynamics, morality, all fucking day long. It's such a 3D world. Like, you learn about the side characters' backstories, not just the main characters, and even the villains. Like, the world has depth. The world shows you more than just, oh, these silly little characters going on adventures. No, it's like this world has a history. This world is currently making history. This world has A, B, and C going on. Now, I could spiel about Adventure Time on and on and on and on, but I will continue on by saying my favorite characters are Jake and Marceline. Marceline, because, again, she's cool, and although she's a little chaotic, you know, I like that though. I like a cool but chaotic type of character. In the beginning, Marceline is a very, again, chaotic, funny character, but that's just the tip of the iceberg that makes up her and her personality. And Jake, oh, I love Jake because he's such a grounding character. He's funny as hell, and he flows with the river of life rather than against it. He has one of the most powerful quotes from the series that I often think about. And he was kind of going through like a fucking existential crisis. I probably said that shit wrong. But he was going through a little crisis about basically his identity and what makes him him. And as a person and as an artist who struggles to find that shape, I will put it just hit home, and I'm sure it hit home for a lot of people. But the quote, at least a little part of it, goes, as long as I know the shape of my soul, I will be all right. These characters have so many individual themes and lessons to them. It'll take more than a 20-minute video to cover them all with depth and precision. So again, please check out the roundtable and other YouTubers for a more in-depth deep dive. And last but not least, we have Star versus the Forces of Evil. Now, Star versus the Forces of Evil is about a young princess named Star who receives her magic wand on her 14th birthday and is almost immediately showing that she is not ready to handle that power. So she's sent to Earth to mature and explore her magic. Her parents move her in with a very supporting family, the Diaz family. They have a son named Marco, and while exploring her powers, her and Marco go on adventures and missions across the universe. Now, again, I haven't watched a lot of the series, but I have watched deep dives, of course. I like the depth it has to it. I vividly remember like a few plot twists and character traits that stood out to me that made me actually watch the deep dives and stuff. But it just has a very coming of age type of, storyline, you know. And because of this, since I haven't watched much of the series, I can't tell you my favorite character from the series. I have a limited perception on all of the characters in this series in particular, because I've only watched deep dives, and it's specifically certain topics. So I'm sure if I actually watched a full series, I'd feel a lot differently. This was a very fun video to make, and I really hope that you all liked it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments which one of these illustrations was your favorite. Here we are, and I'm trying to do minimal editing, so please, I hope y'all excuse all of my stuttering and slip ups and stuff like that. If you want to see more from me, please like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to follow my Instagram, so you'll know when the next time I post. You'll eventually get to know my schedule. I'll eventually get to know my schedule, and we can just enjoy and have a good time. Thank you so much for watching this video.